Hey guys, it's Yuzora. So, a new pair of super ships is being added to the game. And, well, I guess it's time to see if there are anything worth spending millions of credits on them. In this case, we're talking about the Super Destroyers, the American Super Destroyer, the Joshua Humphreys, and the Pan-Asian Super Destroyer, the Kunming. So, well, just like I think all super ships so far? Maybe the first ones they weren't available in auctions. Not sure anymore. But yeah, anyway. So both ships will be available in auction with, the usual minimum bid of 100 million credits. But, well, let's say this auction also has some more interesting items. Now, it will have in total 5 items available. The first one, it's only for completionists like me. It will be the commemorative flag of the US Tier 9 battleship, the Georgia. So this one, it's just 450 50 lots available for all 3 servers combined, with a minimum bid of 37,500 free XP. So yeah, nothing too fancy. It's only ready for those who want to complete their captain logbook. That's about it. The second lot though, it's already a bit more interesting. We are talking about 110,000 gold. And considering that very soon there won't be any ship available for free XP and it will only be for gold, for steel, for research points, that sort of things, well, it could be interesting to get that. Especially considering that these lots will be available with a minimum bid of 325,000 free XP. So, really generous. And it will be in total 3,525 lots available for all 3 servers combined. And that is, of course, the European, North American, and Southeast Asian. And then there are the ships. So for the ships, as I said before, it's the Kunming and the Humphreys, with each one with the minimum bid of 100 million credits and with 825 ships available throughout all 3 servers. But there is more. There is one final ship available in this auction, and if you have doublons to spare, might be wise to grab it. We are talking about the Tier 7 Premium Destroyer Ida. And if you have been playing this game long enough, you know how powerful she is. There is a reason why you don't see her in the premium shop. So, yeah, might be worth the investment. And in this case, we're talking about 15,000 dollars. It's a lot, it's more than a tier 8, it's just 4,000 doubloons short of being as expensive as a tier 9 premium. But considering how strong the ship is, well, might be worth considering if you ask me. In any case, when it comes to the Joshua, is she anything worth investing for? Well, in my opinion, that's a yes. Because compared to the gearing, he's bringing some really nice improvements on the table. Now, let's talk about the main battery first. This main battery, well, she doesn't get any fancy improvements in terms of main battery reload. It's still the same 3-second reload as the gearing. However, she gets much better ballistics. And that's actually really nice because even at long range, she will have a fairly easy time at hitting most targets. Unless we talk about things like French destroyers or particularly fast cruiser. With the ballistic she gets, it will honestly be pretty easy to farm damage when you get the chance. Especially since, well, it's a US destroyer as well, so she has the very long smoke generator duration. So you can just sit in smoke, farm like crazy with the main battery. And with very limited trouble. However, that's not all. The main battery is getting some pretty nice improvement, if you ask me. So, the second improvement is that the turret traverse is way faster than gearing. Very appreciable if you need to quickly react to a destroyer all of a sudden popping in your face on the other side of where you're looking. And she also gets absolutely amazing firing angles. We're talking about 23 degrees firing angles, both at the front and the back. So, yeah. If you end up facing things like Dreads, British cruisers, the new Pan American cruisers, or, well, in general, anything firing only AP, you won't really complain about having the capacity to show a very small target. Especially considering how big the Joshua is. Because yeah, when you think about it, gearing from the start, she's not the smallest ship in the house. But the Joshua, she's pretty damn massive. She's almost as big as the Arugumo, which is already known for being a serious chunker. So yeah, having the ability to angle as much as possible and show a very small target, not exactly something that you can spit on. If it wasn't enough, like, I'm going to say most super ships, but these days it's a bit of a hit and miss, so to say. The Joshua gets an alternative firing mode. And hers, well, she doesn't get an improved main battery load, at least her firing mode gives her plus 50% HE damage on 3 salvos. So if you end up all of a sudden facing a low HP destroyer, or you are just about to disengage from a fight, it's not a bad idea to just switch to the alternative firing mode, get a nice burst, and then just get out of here.
Reporting the target position.
So yeah, firepower wise, not a massive improvement, but still a pretty pleasant one if you ask me. When you think about things like the Yamagiri, the Larna, the Kunming, among super destroyers, she will be doing pretty damn fine, if you ask me. Now, when it comes to the torpedoes, in my opinion, she's getting nerfed compared to the gearing. In the sense that she sadly doesn't get the ability to use the Mark 16 torpedoes, which were the torpedoes able to, well, with a 10.5 km range, but higher damage, shorter reload time. I was about to say also a lower detection range, but should be the same. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame if you ask me, because this torpedo, I mean, the Mark 17 with their 16.5 into range, they are nice for area denial and for getting the most random torpedo hits that you can think of. But having the Mark 16 with their higher damage and faster reload, yeah, it's a shame that you're losing them. Because when you think about it, if you're in a proper position, you will not need that often the 16.5 km range. But yeah, that's sadly a trade that you had to make with the Joshua. Then again, it's not like she's now bad at using torpedoes. No, it's just the same as the gearing, actually. Just the same 136 plays real time. And unlike poor Kunming that gets absolutely gutted in terms of concealment, somehow, don't ask me how that makes sense, but the Joshua is actually stealthier than the gearing. Now it's by like 10 meters. But yeah, even though she's much bigger, she's stealthier. And don't ask me how it works. Now, obviously it won't make any sort of difference when it comes to her capacity to sneak around, since it's like just... well, it's just like it was nothing, to be honest. 10 meters with the render delay, it's as if it wasn't existent. But yeah, at least if you are used to playing gearing with or 16.5 unit torpedoes, you will just be like at home. Now, there is just one downside to keep in mind, is that compared to gearing, she has a worse turning radius, so you might have to keep that in mind if you need to make some tight maneuvers when rushing something, for example. But yeah, the turning radius on the Joshua, definitely not great. Other than that, well, just like the rest of the US destroyers, she gets, you know, the improved defensive AFI with the higher constant DPS and the higher flak damage. Not sure why you would take it, to be honest. Because unless you're playing in division with a carrier and you are 200% sure of facing an enemy carrier, well, engine boost, it will always be much better. Allows you to position, to have a better position much faster, allows you to get inside capture points faster, etc, etc. Defensive AFI, well, if there is no CB in the game, it's just like wasting a consumable slot. Yeah, and also she has, well, for what it's worth, very strong depth charges. So if you are somewhere in a position to hunt a submarine, and that you are shot, the guy just won't be shotgunning in your face. It's always nice to have, that's for sure. But again, you need to actually first reach the target. With destroyers, with destroyers, we know how tricky it can be at times, since you need to be staying just in front of them or above the submarine, which can just lead you to be in a very bad position. So, not a particularly good idea, if you ask me. Yeah, except that I think that's about it. I guess you noticed it, but she has also a very nice HP pool compared to Gearing, so she can take a bit of a beating before having to play a lot more passive. And yeah, as a whole, honestly a solid ship. Not to the point where I would be throwing a ton of credits on her, but compared to the Purge that was the Gunming, definitely a pleasant surprise. Because the Gunming, I just don't know. I honestly don't know what they were thinking. It's just horrible. I mean, I will have her own review where I'm roasting the ship. But yeah, Joshua and the Kunming, it's just day and night. One is a honestly solid super ship. The other, it's an absolute purge. So yeah, that's about it. Now also, what did I want to say? I'm forgetting my words. Yeah, I remember. For the alternative firing mode, that's just one thing you always need to be careful about, because I even sometimes get triggered. Once you trigger the firing sequence, it won't stop. It will be all 3 salvos going off no matter what. So make sure that if there is something you are shooting at, keep your guns on it, because otherwise they'll be going absolutely everywhere, the shells. Yeah, that was just something I wanted to mention. But yeah, the game is about to be over. I just wanted to rush the Sekiryu. But let's just say that I was a bit bamboozled by the Khabarovsk. Because I sadly forgot that the thing had pretty much deep water torpedoes. You see, you know, the Khabarovsk, the torpedoes have a very, very low spotting range. And yeah, also for some reason the guy popped them way too soon. But yeah, that's still a win, so whatever. Anyway, that's all for me, guys. See you.